All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to the second edition of the Tasha Haskins Show. I am Tasha Haskins. I'm incredibly excited to be here. I have an amazing guest who has stayed up late for me. She is all the way in southern Bolivia. So it's going to be very exciting. We're going to have an awesome conversation. But for those of you guys who don't know, again, I launched my own show. I'm very excited. I'm starting off my season with Run It Back guests. If you guys don't know what Run It Back means, it's a basketball term. Where basically when we play the same teams, we run it back a little bit. And so now that I have my own show kind of on my own terms, I would love to bring back some of my powerful guests who had so much more to add. And now we have the time to do it. I think this time, you guys, I was able to activate my YouTube comments. So if you are commenting, I should be able to see them for not just Facebook this time, but actually for YouTube as well. All right, so I'm happy about that. I have to give a shout out to my amazing makeup artist. Hi, Teresa. My amazing makeup artist, Vanessa, owner of Queen's Allure, none other, of course. You guys already know how that works. And then, of course, Fashion Nova for sponsoring my adorable dress, which you guys can't really see right now. Trust me, when this whole studio situation's figured out, you guys are going to see all the cuteness. I promise you. It's the way it's going to be. But anyway, so I'm excited because tonight we're going to be talking about ladies in leadership. I've had the opportunity to meet this amazing woman. Her name is Lilian, all the way in Bolivia. She asked me to be one of her prestigious speakers at her event, and she can correct me, but I think it's mujer líder, I think is how I say it. She's probably going to correct me. It's fine. I had to memorize some Spanish to be able to be a part of the promos and everything, but she has a lot of wisdom. And I think as women, especially in this new season of this, where everywhere is actually not just in America, but in all around the world, that women are rising up. We are taking positions of leadership. We are building our own businesses. We are building up other things, but there's also, those challenges that happen, right? Those challenges of whether it be jealousy, like we think, wait a minute, there's already another big black woman with curly hair with the talk show, Tasha, you can't do that. It's like, who says that, right? Are these different things that happen where there's jealousy or there's, the bickering or why can't we all know? There is a place, there is a patch in the quilt for everybody. And I'm excited to really have a conversation with a woman who understands women in leadership. In my previous show, she shared about her moment of understanding that she was more than just a woman, more than just a mother. She was meant to be a leader. And she's there with her twin babies. And she's like, I know I'm meant for more than this. And it was exciting to hear her story. So you guys are going to hear a little bit more about her story, but also she's going to give some wisdom and insight. And I hope you guys all join in this conversation. I will be checking out all of your guys' comments, and Lilian will be available to answer questions as well as I will, but more so her, because she's been around the block. She knows what's up, and she knows what it means to be a woman leader. So at this time, again, you guys, every Tuesday, 7 o'clock, Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or Bolivia time, if you'd like to say that. I'm going to be here streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, doing the Tasha Haskins Show, the first season, running it back with previous guests, but also bringing on some other guests, which I announced on my social media. I have a couple of a really big A-list celebrity, which I can't say who it is yet due to an NDA. I can't say the gender. It's a girl. It's a woman. But I can't say yet. So I'm really excited about this because God's doing some awesome things and opening up some doors. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bring my beautiful guest from out of the virtual green room. Her name is Lilian. Oh, she said, I'm taking the glasses off. Okay. But you know what, though? She looks good with glasses and without glasses. I need you guys to know that.
Hi, Tasha.
Hello, beautiful. Hi.
You look so beautiful every day. I look at your picture,
not every day.
On Facebook, and so gorgeous all the time.
I promise you, my son, my 19-year-old that lives with me would tell you otherwise, that I don't look good every day.
Yeah, but that's a secret. That's a secret.
Exactly. I'm like, why you gotta put me on blast like that? I mean, that's what the beauty of social media is. You show people what you want them to know, okay?
Yeah. Tonight, I have no shoes, for example.
Well,
You
if we're
cannot.
being honest, I need to shave my legs, but you guys can't see that right now. So, you know, who cares, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it matter? We both look great
Of
from the
course.
waist up, and that is the beauty of the virtual world. But
Yeah.
Lillian, once I get my studio, I know I will. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to wear shoes, and I'm gonna have to shave my legs. But until then, we're just gonna go with the flow.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation, Tasha. I always enjoy talking to you because you are a woman in and special. I don't know how to say that, but it's something like a style, different style of leadership.
Hmm.
So very happy to be here.
Well, that means a lot coming from you. I mean, you clearly have a heart and a passion. And I know we talked about this in my, my previous show under another network, but now I would love to hear just a little bit about your story. I mean, you look beautiful, you're glamorous, you're running all these big events and everything, but that wasn't always Miss Lillian, right? And you're a mother, you're a wife, you're all these things. So why don't you share a little bit about your story just to give some of the new viewers a little frame of reference into who you are.
Yeah, well, I think all of us has a story to tell, and I think the most important thing when you are growing and you're learning to be a human being are the values that make you the person that you are.
Mhm.
And I think that is the most important thing that I share all the time when I talk to the women, when I talk to my clients, that your values may define you, not the opinion, not the person that are talking about you. Your values define
Mm.
you. So I think when I tell my story, I started with this. I grew up in a family with four kids, my father and my mom, in a small village. And I learned that everything that you want to get, or your goals, you need to work hard.
Yeah.
Because I saw that on my family. I come from a family that all the women were very workers, hard workers. I saw my grandma working all the time and my grandpa scratching the stomach like this. I don't know why, but the women were very brave. And well, I
Mm.
saw that example and I started to make my mind that, okay, if I want to make the things happen, I have to work hard.
Mm.
And the story started there. I study a lot of things. I study English, I study computation, I study everything because I wanted to do it better all the time. But I wasn't an A student. I never was an A student. I was a media student all the time. I don't know. I think I didn't enjoy too much the school. I thought the school.
I'm sorry, who does? Well, actually, I was going to say who does, but I do have a childhood friend. I'm sure she'll be watching at some point. Her name is Makila. And I told her that she is a professional student, Lillian. This woman is 40. I don't know how much higher she can go, but she will, if she could find a degree to get, she would do it. So anyway, I just had to say that, but that's okay. The most of us
Yeah,
don't like school, but I do know somebody who loves school. And
yeah, yeah. There are some kind of people that love the structures and the rules, and maybe that works for them.
I mean, I was good in school, but I did not like school. Like, I was like, this is like, I mean, I don't know. I always had an
Damn.
entrepreneur's heart. I was like, why do we have to do it this way? It's probably why I got talks a lot in class all the time. I always got in trouble.
Yeah, it was very hard for me to ask some question to my teacher. Why do you do this? Why do you do that? I was not a trouble girl, but I think I asked too many questions for my teachers.
I know I
That
did.
was a
I
problem.
I got in trouble a lot for.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure about it. Well, but you think in life there are many other things that are important that you need to work with. You need to work in some skills that in the school you didn't learn. You didn't learn how to deal with your, for example, for your with your emotions. You don't learn how
Right.
to deal with people.
That's
You
right.
don't learn how to negotiate, how to sell, how to have your own company, etc. So
That's right.
well, I said myself, "Oh, I have to do this because it's a stage for my life. I have to go
Yeah.
to university. It's necessary to do it. Okay, let's do it." But I always have big dreams. I
Mm,
sit out on my door every night. I and I just to look at the stars, and I said, I feel that I don't belong here. I
mm,
don't belong here, but not because I am ashamed of my family or
right.
my town. I'm very proud of who I am and what are my family are. That the meaning of that was that I need to be more than this.
Wanted to do more. Yeah.
I need to have big dreams because I need to progress on my
Yeah.
life. And that is it started with my career, and then I started the coaching career, and that is another story.
No, that's so good. I mean, and I'm going to just share this because obviously, I mean, I was born and raised in the United States, and I recently found out that I do have 42% Nigerian in me, which is exciting. But one thing I would say that when people think about people who have actually come from other countries to the United States and they're very successful, and I
Yeah,
believe that's something, unfortunately, and I'm going to ask you about this. I don't, this is not the direction I was going to go, but since you brought it, since we kind of talked about it, this is my show, I can. But
yeah, of course.
is, is
You're the
that,
boss.
exactly, yes, ma'am, I am, at least for the next 45 minutes. So, but in America, I've noticed in American culture, because I had the opportunity the last year or so to be exposed to many other cultures, many other races. And honestly, as an American, not that I'm ashamed to be American, but I'm like, we're kind of entitled and lazy. I mean, honestly, like we just, and when you talk about how you as a young girl, we're seeing, you know, your mother and other people working hard, it made you want to work hard. What's so funny is in American culture, we see people working hard and we're like, well, I'm going to make sure I don't have to do that. I want to make sure that I don't actually end up having to work hard because I don't want to live like they did. They're looking for. So I want to actually talk about, you know, why that work ethic that unfortunately doesn't really reside so much in American culture, the work ethic that has enabled you to do what you do, and then you're influencing people all around the world, you
Yeah.
know. And so I guess I just noticed that when you talked about that, that's what's so different, is that when you hear, you see other, when I growing up, I know that hearing about someone that I cared about working hard didn't necessarily inspire me to work hard. And I don't know why that is, if it's a cultural thing, but I envy that. I envy that in you, that you said, you know, like, they did these things, I'm going to do this too, but I know I'm bigger than that. So can you just talk about just kind of that, whether it's like the cultural belief system that gave you the power to want to be bigger and better than that I feel is honestly lacking in my own.
I think that well, I have to work a lot of a mindset. It's a mindset, you
Mm.
know. You can be poor, have a lot of money, and be poor here on your head.
Woo!
The only
You
thing that
guys
you
hear
have is
that? You better
money.
write that down.
The only thing that there are some so poor people that the only thing that they have is money, because you are poor in your mind. So if you don't change your mind, you don't have a mindset, you don't break those things that you believe that are not necessarily powerful for your life, you need to work on it. Why? Because why do I just to think about? I
Mm,
don't want to work as hard as I saw my mother and my grandma do it.
mm,
Um, why? Because my mom used to say something. I love my mom, and I'm very grateful about what the values that she taught me every time, even now. But she's just to say that is just to say this. Remember not to ask me expensive things because we are poor. We are
mm.
poor. Repeat after me. We are poor.
Wow.
And I looked at my mom. I know that she wasn't mean with me because she wanted me to understand that we didn't have the money to afford that the things that I was asking for because it was too expensive.
Right.
So I always answer my mom said, "Mom, I won't be poor anymore. I don't want to
Mm,
be poor." So I worked away with another mindset that it's not necessary that you need to repeat the story of your family or
mm.
repeat the the fails, for example. Repeat the fails. You learn from the fails. You
Yes.
learn from the things that somebody did wrong. So those lessons taught me so much that the just the first opportunity that I had to start my own business, I have my own time and wake up if I want to wake up at 10 in the morning and go to bed at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
If I want to travel around the world and have my business on my pocket, okay, I will do it because I
Right.
would like to. Uh, because I would like to enjoy life. I would like to enjoy the time with my kids, the time with my family, spend time, quality time.
Yeah.
My brother, my small brother, that he's not here anymore in the earth, he used to say, the best thing that I love to do in during the day is to have the quality time,
Mm.
even 5 minutes of quality time.
Yeah.
But you don't have that if you are a so hard worker in a routine. I know a lot of people doing the same things that hate. They hate
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
work. They hate their jobs. They hate
Yes.
their life. So I didn't want that for my life. So I pursued my dreams. I pursued and I worked about my dreams. But the important thing is not that lesson. The most important thing is to know very clear what are your dreams. Do
Mm.
you know? Do you have clear? Did you realize what you want in life? You have a plan. You have
Yeah.
aspiration. Do you want to do it, or you're comfortable on your comfort zone?
Right.
Happiness, it depends on what we think about it means.
Absolutely. And I think like that positive mindset is very powerful, and it doesn't come easy. Now I appreciate you giving that kind of that background just of your why. Okay. And you understand your dreams very clearly, and a lot of women do, but then they get sidetracked by stuff. Okay. And
Yeah.
stuff could be other women, other people who don't understand your dreams, or other people who are jealous of your dreams. And can you talk about maybe any experiences like that you've had and what you've done to navigate that? Because that's a real thing. I mean, I have literally had people that'll actually, I had a friend the other day who said to me, "Oh my gosh, I saw this other girl who's curvy and she's like you. And oh my gosh, I felt like she kind of, took from you." And I'm like, "No, what do you mean? She can't take what got from me, what only I have. There's always going to be other big black women out there that can talk and can do whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to be the only one, but whatever I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to do, and only I can do it. And another friend of mine said to me, Tasha, your gifts are size Tasha, which means only I can fit them, right? Your gifts are size Lilian, which means only Lilian can fit them. But that is really a thing where people, instead of looking at their own individual gift and how they can capitalize off of it, they become jealous. And then they start trying to cause problems and when other people have learned how to operate in their gifts. So I would like you to share, if you can, any experience with that. You can be vague if you'd like, but and how you navigated through that, because that's a real thing for women in business. We're finally able to be in business and be vice presidents of countries, but then we want to fight about it. And I'm like, we're free. Stop fighting. I'm not jealous of Lilian. Like, you're doing you and I'm doing me. Let's do it together. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, I love that mindset. I love
I'm
it.
just saying, I'm like, I'm not trying to be you. You're not trying to be me. I mean, we could be great together, and I'm not
Yeah,
worried about, so why don't you share?
we need to clone Tasha tonight for 100 women in the world. We
Yes,
need
yes,
to do that.
absolutely. I mean, women need to stop trying to fight
But
against each other, but go ahead.
it's a high level of mindset that you got now, because you do it through the way in life when you grow up and you learn things and you realize and you make a decision and you have the security who you are, what is
Mm,
your purpose in life, and you have your own skill, you have your own name. There's
yeah,
only
that's good.
one Tasha in the world.
Yes,
Even if you have a twin, you are not the same person. You have something to give, you have something to pour to others.
yeah.
And that kind of mentality, it's a poor mentality,
Mm,
because the world is so huge. There are so many people that are waiting for our help,
yes,
and I won't do it by myself. I am not Wonder Woman. I need everybody realize that they have a mission to accomplish in this earth.
yes, yes.
And if you are looking to the others, because if we have 2 hours, 3 hours tonight for the show, I can tell you a lot of story about being jealous of my what I do, what I say. Oh my God. I can't say any names, but I can tell a lot of stories about jealous and even being mean about about the opinion, right? Because they don't know, they only see the top of the eyes. They don't
Right,
see
right.
the bottom,
I tell
what
people
you
all the
did.
time, I say, you want my glory, but you do not know my story.
Yeah,
If you knew everything I had to go through to get to wherever you think I am, right? Because they don't still don't know where I'm at, right? You would probably not survive it because it's not for you. So,
yeah.
you know,
I'm writing down that. I love it. You know my glory and you don't know my story. I love
yes,
it.
ma'am. I wish I could say I originated that, but that's real. I forget who shared that with me, but it's true. It's like you think
Yeah.
you want what I have. But if you actually had
Yeah.
to go through the things I went through to be where I'm at, you mean you want your first trauma to be at the age of 5? You're telling me you want to deal with your father, grandfather, brother, and pastor dying within 2 years? Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me that you want to go through the physical abuse and the homelessness and the lot. You're telling me you want to go through all that so you can think you want to be what I have? I don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, and you convert that story in inspiration for people, and that is your story, your individual story, and every one of them there out there has their own story. If
Yes.
they are looking to
Yes.
it, if they are looking at you, criticizing you, it's because they are not happy with their
Mm,
life, and they don't know their purpose in life. That's why they are wasting their time looking at you, what you're doing, what
right.
you're not doing, what,
Right.
right? So, a person, in my personal opinion, and this is a personal decision, I try to be next to, not always with good people like you with that type of leadership. Yes, we can do something together, as we are doing now, and
Right.
collaborating to make this happen bigger, right?
Right. Right.
But I know, I consider all the time that there would be this kind of people too.
Right.
But I don't pay attention,
Mm.
when you receive a bad opinion about you, you need to ask you three questions.
I hope you guys are writing this down.
First of all, does that person know you? Know you?
Well,
Know your story? Know who you are? The second one, does that person love you? That
mm,
person is telling that because she or he wants the better for you? Ask these three questions about
wow.
the bad opinion, and you will just put it on the trash, the opinion, and that's it. That is emotional intelligence. Ask these three questions when somebody talk bad about you, and let it go.
Wait, hold on. I have a typo. I'm over here working double time. I'm listening to you. This is powerful. I mean, I love that. I think I need to do that because, well, actually, everyone does because, you know, does that person know you? I mean, I think about like I've worked for over 25 years in like different customer service roles. So if a person calls me about a product, they don't know it's me. They don't know me, right? And they're mad. Oh, my product broke. I don't take it personal, right? Because they don't know me. You don't even know me. I could have been anybody, right? And then obviously they don't love me because they don't, they don't even know who I am. And lastly, they don't care about what's best for me because they just want what's best for themselves. They're looking for their product. And so I think that way when I'm dealing in my customer service, but I've never thought about that when it comes to my dream and who
Yeah,
I am.
yeah,
And while we are, and I was, Lilian, this is so powerful because I was challenged with some things even this week. And I started getting emotional about it. Like my feelings were hurt. And I'm like, wait a minute. If I would have talked to Lilian, now I'm thinking, if I would have talked to Lilian, she would have said, girl, does she know you? Oh, wait, no, she don't know me. Does she love you? Well, no, she definitely doesn't love me. Does she want what's best for me? Clearly not. So that means that person's opinion doesn't matter.
put it to the trash.
I feel like I wish I would have talked to you like 48 hours ago. I mean, but that's so good. That's so good. Like as a litmus test for people who are saying things and trying to stop. And I want to go back to something you said earlier about the insecurities and the funny part, Lilian, is that when people are jealous, it's usually not even about you. It's about
No,
the lack they feel in themselves.
yeah, the
Like
insecurities.
like literally, like I mean, the times I've been like, man, I wish that I had this, or I wish I had this, or I wish this person this or that. I think about it and I go, wait a minute, it's because I feel like I'm not worthy of it. Or I
Yeah,
don't deserve a husband, or I don't deserve to make money, or all these things. And so then I start before I went through my healing journey. Okay, this was so I spent a lot of my life being this way. I would projected like, oh, they think they're better because they have a husband, and they think they're this because they're skinny, and they think they're that because they make money. And really, it's because I didn't think I was good enough,
yeah,
not because they thought anything. They don't even know me.
yeah. I
They didn't
know.
know me. I didn't love them, and I did what was best for them.
Yeah.
Now that I know the rules.
Now, I felt that. I felt that, of course. And it's a very awful feeling when you feel insecure. It's awful. If you give me the opportunity to be at my 15 years old with no cellulitis, with no fat, very thin and very
Mm-hmm.
young, or the woman that I am with all my, how do you say this? Tutuk?
Oh, the
The
something you don't got. You look great. Don't worry about it.
no, but I have it. I have it. I have it. You know,
Okay. We'll
I
we'll
have
take
this.
your word for it.
Well, in my 45 years now, or in my 15 years old, with all my insecurities, no thanks. I would like to be now in my 45 with all my, how do you say this in English?
Oh, like the wrinkles?
Wrinkles, with all my wrinkles, my
Okay,
cellulitis, and my,
pause, everybody, pause. Do you see any
yeah.
wrinkles? If you see wrinkles, say a comment because I don't see
Yes,
any.
I
No,
am.
I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna X out the wrinkle part because she does not. Oh, listen,
Yes,
I
I
don't see. I
do.
see smile lines. I see a smile. I don't see no wrinkles. But okay, go ahead. We'll go with it. Go ahead.
Okay, but I choose this time because I learned so much from my insecurity stage that I hate that part. I hate that part.
Mm,
What would you say to Tasha at the 15 years old? Tasha at the
mm.
15 years old, what would you say it? What would you say, Tasha?
You
Don't
know what?
be.
Ooh, that's so deep. You say that because I literally the things I thought about myself at 15. I wish I could go back and be like, girl, you look great. You are beautiful. You are amazing. But I was so insecure.
Yeah.
Lilian, I was 5'10" at 10 years old. I looked like my father, so I thought I looked like a man. I had big hands. I was like, I hated myself, and I wish I could go back and be like, oh, honey, girl, there are people flying across the country to get surgery to look like you.
And
You know?
then we found the makeup magic.
Right. Girl, we found makeup, we found wigs, I found all kinds of stuff, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
I
it's
hate
amazing the tricks that our
it.
mind plays on ourselves. Like the things that we think, and then it creates this jealousy. And we are, because we actually don't see ourselves the way that we actually are, Lillian. Like,
Yeah.
how you said you have wrinkles. I look at you, I don't see wrinkles, right? So we see ourselves in a different light than
Yeah.
what we really are. And
Yeah.
that's what creates the jealousy. That's what creates the, oh, how come she can speak and how come she's leading Mujer there and how come she, and it's like, what? Oh, honey, you don't see yourself for who you are.
Yeah.
You must not
And yet,
see you.
that was the first statement that I heard from a friend of mine 10 years, no, yeah, 10 years ago. You don't see how you beautiful are because you're looking too much your defects. You're looking too much
Mm,
defect. Try to see what you have that you like. Tell me what you like.
mm,
Started to look at the mirror and started to say, okay, I like my eyes. Okay, your eyes are beautiful. So, but empower you if you feel that you are worthy, you are beautiful,
that's good.
you have skills that serve to other people. The message for the women, because this is a problem, especially in women, especially
Yes.
in women. You
Yes.
don't hear the man saying, "Oh, you look awful. You don't have hair. You have a big tummy," to the man, right?
Man, I see some men out. They be at the bar with their big belly and no hair, marching around like, hey, girl. I'm like,
I'm a
man,
playboy.
they think I'm hot. Like, I'm about to get a woman tonight.
I'm your papi chulo. We say in Spanish, papi chulo.
They have no shame. You are right.
Yeah. And we have some small fat here. We don't have the bikini anymore. You know what? Because we have a perception of perfection in every woman feels like this. Every woman, even the Miss Universe,
Yeah.
there
Oh
was
no.
an interview. There was an interview in was the Miss Universe. I don't know what year, and the reporter asked her, you are now the most beautiful woman in the world. You realize that. Do you feel like the most beautiful woman in the world? And guess what she said? She said
Mm,
no.
mm-mm.
She said no, and she was perfect. So the family, the society
Yeah.
taught
Yeah.
to the woman that they need to be perfect to have a value. They need to be beautiful. They have to be in a box that everybody put us in a box. You have to do this, you have to wear like this,
Right.
you have to be a great mother, you have to be a great woman, you have to be. But we need to get out of that box
Luckily,
and
I don't fit in the box. Okay,
live
Lilian.
on your own rules.
I don't fit in the box. They tried to put me in. It was like, oh crap. Okay, there's too much going on. And I love what you're saying. There's no
But
box
you
today. Tasha's got too
yeah.
much. Too much. Okay, but I love
But
what you're
you're
saying.
forgetting that you're forgetting you were Mrs. Glove last year,
Oh
huh?
yes, no, I was Mrs. 𝒂𝒏 𝒂𝒄𝒌. Don't get it twisted. And there's no box for that either. Okay, but no, you're right, and I love what you're saying because it's that box that we not only judge ourselves by, right? Then we start judging other people by it. So if we think if they fit in that box and we don't fit in that box, then we have a problem with them because they
Yeah,
fit in the box. And it's
yeah,
like, girl, make your own box. Matter of fact, just forget the box. Because I don't have no box. I'm just like, I don't even, who needs to be in a box? Like, who says I have to have a box? Why can't I have a boat? Why can't I have a skateboard? Like, why does it have to be a box?
yeah, yeah. That's
You
why
know
we
what I'm
have a
saying?
lot of women entrepreneur now because they were very very tired to be in a box.
Mm-hmm.
I remember so many times that I was looking for a job, and the weak excuses that they give me about why they don't hire me. You know what? One experience was, you are too beautiful to have this job. Oh, come on. Are you serious? Yeah, you are too young to have this job. You are too. And when I was 35 years old, I say, oh, okay, what I have to do? I have to get old and I have to be ugly to have a job, so they can give me
Woo,
an
girl, you
opportunity.
better pre.
Yeah. So that's why I started my own business. I say, okay, I'm gonna
Good
play
for
with my
you.
own rules now.
Not why everyone on your staff is beautiful, because you're like, listen, if you're beautiful, you can't get a job. Come work for me. Lillian, I was looking at all your team at the the conference. I'm like, everyone's beautiful. Now it explains it because you hired all
Oh,
the
thank
beautiful people in
you.
Bolivia because they won't get hired.
Yeah, and they love it too because
They're
you
beautiful. They're amazing.
fashion and the makeup was wow.
It's interesting that you say that because me, I don't have a lot of extra education. I have some. I mean, I graduated high school, all of that. But people think when they talk to me, I have, and they see me and they see how charismatic I am and how well spoken. But I didn't have the education. So they will be confused because they would interview me and they're like, no, you're too advanced for this job. Like, you'll probably take over our company. We can't hire you. I'm like, but I still need to feed my kids. I still need a job. And it was so hard because, like, you're talking about your beauty and things like that. People would see me. I used to go to interviews, Lillian, and like wear boring hair and no makeup and just so that they wouldn't be intimidated and they would give me a job. Because if I walked in like this, they'd be like, oh no, Oprah just walked in. We can't give her a job. Like, they were
Yeah.
just so like, whoa. So I had to, and it was only in the recent year or so that I finally, Lilian, honestly, got the guts and the courage to start working for myself. Like I was afraid to be the person to write my own check, to have my own business, because I was scared about it. But I realized I was never going to get the opportunities. I was never going to get paid what I was worth because people were going to perceive me how they were going to perceive me.
Yeah. Yeah. The person is going to look what you look on your mirror, the person is going to give you the value that you give yourself first. That is a rule. That is the rule of empowerment. And that's why I work with a lot with women now. It's not easy, you know what I mean, because we're talking about jealous, we're talking about problems, and it, it it's not like this in men world,
Right. Right.
they don't fight. They fight. Oh, okay, they fight. They punish themselves, and they
Yeah.
okay. No
And then they're
matter.
over it. They're just kind of like, okay, well, we'll go play golf together. You know?
Uh-huh. Yeah, but the woman, when they argue, when they complain, they are very mean. Oh my
Oh
God, I have to be
gosh.
part
They
of that
tear you
kind of.
apart. Like, what did I do? Lillian, I had a situation, and I'm going to leave it very vague, where like I was just being Tasha. I am who I am. And this person had a perception that I was being treated one way, but really it was just me being me. And so they became incredibly harmful to me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just being Tasha. Like I'm just waking up and breathing. I don't even, and that's because of something that's in here that you said, and I would love for you. I don't know if this is your background or not, and that's okay if it's not, but I want you to speak to just maybe even in business, how a woman can let go of comparing herself. I don't know if you're a spiritual person, but I was raised biblically, and the Bible even says like to compare yourself to another person is not wise because God made us all different, right? And
Yeah.
I want to hear what you have to say to women in business that are trying to compare themselves to the next Tasha or the next Lilian or the next Oprah or, I'm not even trying to be Oprah. I'm just trying to be Tasha and get messages out and encourage women. I don't know what this is going to be, So what can you say to women who are comparing themselves and then becoming bitter and becoming jealous when they have their own gift inside?
Well, there's a good comparing thing and a bad comparing thing.
Okay. Okay.
What is bad? When you try to be the other person, exactly the other person. I
Okay.
compare myself. I'm trying not to be Tasha. I'm trying to be other person. But the good comparing thing is when you model the style, the skills, the
Mm,
charisma, the other people that you like, and you would like to be like that, and you learn from that example because inspire you,
yes.
right? That is healthy. the
Yes.
other the other the other way to compare yourself, it's not healthy for you, it's not healthy for the other person, and you're gonna feel like you don't much in anything. You're not gonna be like this exactly because you are you. You have
Yes.
another essence. So if you are going to compare you, and you wanted to do it in a healthy way, just do it to learn from that people, because we learn from the people. We learn
Right.
every day. We learn from the people.
Right.
And if you want to watch, for example, what was the name that you said? Oprah. Oprah.
Yes. I mean,
If
she's
you want,
amazing. I mean, I can't
yes,
be.
yes, she
I'm not
is.
even. I
Yes, she
can't
is.
be her. But she inspires me.
That's
But
all.
she does inspire me, though. You know, I mean,
Oh,
I can.
that's it. That's it. For
Yes.
example, uh, 1 hour ago, I was watching JLo videos interview because I wanted
Mm,
to practice my English because it's not my natural
you sound
language.
great, though.
So,
You talk better than a
uh,
lot of English people as their first language. I just want you to know that.
yeah.
There are some
So,
Americans and they're talking, and I'm like, just when it. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
so I was watching JLo interviews to practice my English, but I really admire that woman. I admire the strong she is, the leader she is, and the way she expressed herself. I love her. I don't I don't want to be in her shoes because maybe it's too complicated. Or well, if I but I'm going to think better. I would be with Ben Affleck if I were in her shoes.
She's like, maybe.
Well, but I admire her, and it's not something that I have to do exactly, but uh, she inspired me, and I learned from her, and that's why we work with women to become so they can become leaders because we need
Yes.
examples, Tasha. You are
Yes.
example
Yeah.
for other women that has a similar story that you tell every time that you have your show, so they are looking at you. And
Hmm.
let me tell you and the audience, as much you are more visible on the social media, in the how do you say, in the farandula, the
Hmm.
more they are going to look at you
That's right.
for
Yeah,
the
that's true.
for bad or good. They are going
Yeah,
to
that's
look
true.
at you. You want to be a leader? Think about it. You want to be at the eye of the storm all the time. You
Woo,
want to be
girl,
you want to
you're.
be.
You know,
Think
you're
about it.
preaching. No,
Mhm.
you're right, and I think that's another misperception that people have. So I have been in spotlight positions for many years, but I literally took like a 3 year like away from everything. Like Mrs. Globe was kind of my re-debut of myself because I needed to heal, but I wasn't able to handle the weight of all the attention or all of the things. And people think, they really think they want that. I want to be a model and I want to do this and I want to do that. I'm like, girl, are you ready for battle? Because
Yeah,
people are going to come for you. They're going to
yeah,
pick you apart. They're going to challenge you. And you know what, Lilian, in the beginning, I was not ready. And so I failed and I failed and I crumbled and I made bad decisions and I did things that were embarrassing because I wasn't strong in here. I didn't know who I was. I, like you talked about, people
yeah.
who are poor in the mind and have money out here. I was poor in the mind. And so going through a process to become wealthy. I'm not, listen, girl, I'm in my house right now. I'm trying to make this work. I'm not wealthy, but I'm wealthier in my mind and in my
Yeah.
heart. So now when people come for me, you know what I do? You want to know what I do, Lilian? Now I know what I now I'm going to really know what I'm going to do. But guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. Do this person know me? Do they love me? Do they want what's best for me? You see that at the bottom of the screen, girl? But it's
No.
like that's where the healthy. So then you're able to continue going. There were some people who were just like, really, Tasha, you want your own show, and you don't have this. And I was trying to work with different production companies, and some people wanted, oh, I really can't help you, haters. Oh, I can only work these hours. Okay, fine. I'm gonna figure out myself. Girl, I went online. I taught myself how to stream. I taught myself how to do. I taught myself all of it. I'm gonna figure it out with the help of my son's 16-year-old gaming friend too. He was adorable. He was in here helping me. I said, I'm going to figure it out because I know this is a gift. I know I'm supposed to create a platform for women and people to really talk about real stuff,
Yeah.
you know? And you can sit there and try to stop me. Oh, I'm not going to help you. Oh, I'm not going to broadcast you. Oh, I'm not going to show. Okay, fine, don't. I'll teach myself. But 3 years ago, girl, I would have been like, oh, God, they don't want to help me. What do I do? You know, now I'm like, okay, fine, I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, that is the style of the leadership, empowered leadership. Yeah.
Listen,
Yes.
I'm going to
The
figure it
the
out.
day the day that you wake up in the morning and you put the victim shoe, you are
Mm.
lost. You
Woo.
lost. But
Hold
if
on,
you
you guys. Say
decide
that
to
again,
be,
Lilian. Say it again, girl. Say it again. That is good. My makeup artist
when
said, I love it. You ladies are sharing true duels. That's my makeup artist. Say it again, girl. Say it
when
again.
you
That was
woke
good.
up in the morning and you decide to put a victim shoe, you are lost.
Whoa. Ooh,
You're
Jesus.
lost. You lost your way. You lost your mind. You lost friends. You lost relationships. You lost business because you're in a business. In a victim mode.
Mm,
If you decided to wake up in the morning and put the leader shoes, you win. You
mm.
win. You win business, relationship, you find the love of your life,
What
everything.
shoe are you guys putting on today, girl? Listen, Lilian, ask him, girl. What shoe are you putting on?
Yeah.
I gotta throw out my victim shoes now.
Yeah, yeah. And this is something like all the person, not only women, all the person do when they don't have the resources. That's why we work with women, giving them the resources. And
Yes.
one of the resources that I'm going to give you the key of the successful in relationships, because I'm a specialist in persons in relationships,
Mm.
is try to
I'm
not
sorry.
try,
Ooh, the
learn.
victim shoe. You girl, you got me stuck at victim shoe right now.
Why?
Because it's so good though. Like that's so I'm listening to, but that's so good that people literally like they put on their clothes. They literally put on a mindset of victim and then they're mad at everybody when they walk out the door.
Yeah,
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. We
yeah,
have
no,
some
that
comments
is.
that people are saying that it's very, it's a powerful, that's a statement. So
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, it's very powerful when you change your mind, when you change your mind and you realize this. But not everybody realized it. They live all the way on like this, and your perception of life is in your victim shoes.
mm,
Life is awful.
girl.
Everybody everybody is trying to be your enemy. Everybody is going to cheat on you. Everything is
Mm,
bad in that point of view. Well, but I was trying to say this about relationships. If you learn how to if you want to make a healthy relationship, learn how to speak the four languages of people. The four
mm,
languages of people are the style of different leadership that we have. It not depends of the culture, it not depends of your family, that depends of your language. We have four kind of people. So if you learn how to how to how do you say, if you learn how they became each
mm,
one of these, they can, if how they talk, how they behave, what they like, what they don't like, you will be a more influence leader in the
Mm,
society, because we the people doesn't think the same way that we do, you know.
right. Oof, yeah.
They don't have the same point of view. In one situation, bad or good situation, there are a lot of points of view. And if you can put on their shoes and see what they are seeing, you can understand more. You can be more flexible. You can be more empathy. You can have more empathy, and you would be a greater leader.
Mm. Are you
And
going to
that
tell
is
us what the four things are? Because I want to know.
yeah, I'm gonna share you, but we need to have a coffee chat next
Oh,
time.
okay. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Yeah, it's
I'm
true.
gonna
We are
teach
running out of
you
time.
that.
So I
Yes,
would.
yes, it's a surprise, yeah. But I'm
Okay.
gonna say what the four style the four style is, for example, the doer, the
Mm,
stable, the influencer, and the cautions or the consciousness. These are the four
okay.
styles. They look the life in these four different ways. They are
Mm,
some of them are more dramatic. For example, you're an influencer because I know you, and the characteristic are for influencer because you are a public speak influence. Yeah, you are very friendly and very social. That is the influencer leader. And the influencer leader, for example, it's very fun to talk with them. Very fun, very entertainment. So
my makeup
yeah, that's
artist would
why
agree
I
with
love
you.
to talk to you. That's why you
My makeup
you
artist
are
thinks
the
I'm crazy.
show woman now. You're
Well,
meant to
I do.
be.
I do what I can for the community.
No, you're doing your best because that's who you are.
Yes.
But another type of people are not like this. And maybe that's the point that they feel jealous. I would like to be like Tasha, but
Mm,
I am not like Tasha. But if they discover they have another skills, they have another things to give to to the world, they won't feel like this. They won't feel jealous because
mm,
they would know who they are and what type of leader they are.
that's good.
What are the strengths that they have, the skills that they have. And that's my job now, to help people to discover this their insights of the skills, the purpose, the skills, what I'm good at, what is my mission, what is my purpose. If we
Mm,
connect people with their purpose, we are changing the world,
that's
because
so
these
good.
young things and the mean people is because they are you said that they are lack of something,
Yeah.
and that something is purpose, that something is self-esteem, that something is the power that they didn't discover yet.
Yeah.
That's why.
Wow.
That's why we
That's so
empower
good.
person.
Well, we just have a few seconds left. I just want to say thank you. Like, I'm so glad that we were able to talk in this way because, again, people, like I said, they think they want it, but if they actually tapped in to who they were, I mean, I spent a lot of time wishing I was white, skinny, and whatever else I thought, growing up. And now it's like, I'm a hot mess. I can do some stuff that I'm like, Tasha, like, why? But overall, I'm like, I like me. Like, I'm cool with who I am now. And it's okay. And I know Lilian is cool with who she is now, you know, um, and I'm sorry, I
Thank
got to put
you.
my makeup artist up here again. She said that was amazing. I'm so happy she is a former veteran. She fought for the country. She's a makeup artist and entrepreneur, a businesswoman herself who has dealt with a lot of people being jealous and ups and downs and things. And of course, she comes to my house to make me look beautiful every week and deal with me as well. We won't talk about that, but she accepts me for who I am, Lily, and that's all I'm going to say. And
Yeah,
and
you have
so
to. I have to meet your makeup artist. When I visit you to United States, I
you
have to
do.
meet her.
Absolutely. She's amazing. And she literally is like, Tasha, you're crazy, but I keep coming back. And that's all that matters is that she knows, at least she knows I'm crazy. But, so I just want to say thank you. There were so many amazing nuggets, everybody. I mean, I was putting them up there. I think the most powerful thing that heard was, just like, let's keep it real, you guys. When someone's talking mess about you or saying they're this and that, do they know you? That's from Coach Lilian, okay, y'all. Coach Lilian. Does that person love you? Probably not. And does that person want what's best for you? Oh my gosh, like you changed my life because now it's like I don't think I'm going to be listening to anybody at this point. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody is going to be. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Teresa's so cute. But I mean, I just think that this was a powerful message. I'm glad we're able to dig deep on everything. I hope I got everything right, you guys. If you want to tap into what Coach Lilian is doing, you can catch her on Instagram and FB if you search at Lilian Ruby Coach. As you can see, she is a powerful woman with a lot to share and a lot to say. I'm just honored to have her on the show. It is 11 o'clock her time in Bolivia. So she is, look at how she looks with the wrinkles that she claims that she has at 11.
I do. I promise I do.
Look what she has to do. She's like, I have wrinkles. Like, you have to squeeze your whole face together to even get wrinkles. That doesn't even make sense. It's like people that don't have roles are like, oh, look. And it's like, I don't have to do anything. I just sit here and have roles. You don't have roles. But anyway, you guys,
you're
okay.
so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Well, I love you. I appreciate you for being on the show tonight, you guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Again, we will be here next week with another powerful guest, running it back, digging deep in topics that really matter in our community. I'm Tasha Haskins. You're watching the second edition of the Tasha Haskins Show. You guys, remember what I always say, that it's never too late to choose you, change your path, and walk in your purpose. You guys, take care. Until next week. Bye, Lilian. I love you, girl.
Love you, folks. Love you,
All right.
Tasha. Thank you.